Hello again, and welcome back to Stephen Zoe's World. Lately, I've been thinking about the direction our country's going and what part I'm going to play in that world. I can remember being a Democrat just about all my life. I got involved in politics when JFK ran for president. And I can always remember my parents being Democrats, so I guess that's why I became a Democrat. One of the reasons. I always knew Republicans favored people with money, rich people, white people mainly, and the Democrats favored the working class and middle class people like who I was. Even though I lived under Republican presidents, they weren't all bad except for Nixon and Bush, but they were decent people. It's different now. Since Trump became president, I've learned that the Republican Party is much more than a party of the rich. They're cruel. Even when I was realizing that I was gay, when I was in college and shortly after, I saw how the Republicans demonized people like me, people in the LGBTQ community. They were out to get rid of me. Some Republicans even suggested that people like me be killed. So that's always been in the back of my mind. Now that we have Trump, the cruelty of the Republican Party is shining through. At first, maybe a few months ago, I thought maybe the Democrats could shore up, put up a resistance, a front to get out of the mess we're in. I never saw presidents, Republican or Democrats, try to tell us how to live, tell us who we can love, who we can't love, tell us what we can learn, what we can't learn. I've never seen a president tell a corporation what to do. I never saw them tell a corporation who they can hire and who they can't. I never seen a president tell a university or a college what they can teach and who their students can be. Now that's changed. The Republican Party used to be a party of small government. Now it's a party of big government that have to be involved in every aspect of our lives. I always thought that our judicial system would protect the people, its people, American people, and anybody else here. But I was wrong. John Roberts' Supreme Court turned all that around. They made Donald Trump king, the supreme leader of this nation, no longer protector of the Constitution. Trump has been just trying to destroy the Constitution with the assistance of the Supreme Court. He has taken over Congress. Congress no longer makes laws. They do what Trump tells them to do. And the American people are reacting against it. We have demonstrations, massive demonstrations throughout the United States in small communities and large communities, in red states and blue states. The opposition to Trump and his actions are growing, especially his formation of his own secret police, his own Gestapo, ICE, which literally kidnaps people, plucks them off the streets, from schools, elementary schools, even from their court appearances, keeping their duties to the Constitution, keeping duties to their immigration status. They're being arrested and deported. American citizens are being arrested and detained. This is not for immigration policies. This is for white supremacy. This is for cruelty. They're showing us cruelty. I have never seen a city. I have never seen a capital of a country being taken over by the military, except for in possibly communist country, North Korea or whatever. But now Washington, D.C. is now militarized. Sure, it's a show of force for Trump. He's trying to scare people. But also, he's trying to rile people up. He wants people to demonstrate against him. He wants people to riot so he can send in even more people to shoot Americans. Our whole country will be militarized under him. And now people are saying, well, the elections are coming. In the midterms, we can take back the Congress, maybe take the Senate, but definitely take the House. But that's not true. I used to believe it, but now I don't. With Texas as an example of how Trump asks them to redistrict their representation so that he can gain 5 more Republican seats so he can keep the House. They did it. They broke laws. They did it. And other Republican states are thinking of doing the same. But now, Governor Newsom in California and some other governors are talking about doing the same thing. Redistricting to add a Democrat seat. Yeah, and this, people say, well, that's not right. They're playing the same dirty game as the Republicans are. But let's face it, with Trump, there are no rules. He and his administration, the Republican Party, make up their own rules. They disregard the Constitution. They defy the courts. If a lower court disagrees with them, you better be sure that a higher federal court or the Supreme Court will throw that action out. Our elections in 2026 will be rigged because they know that's the only way they can win. I don't feel happy about it. I know that once this happens, my rights as a gay person, my marriage will be affected. That our nation will be a racist, a white racist nation, a Christo-fascist nation, where black people, brown people, liberal people, democratic people, poor people, homeless people are not wanted. I don't know what to do. Some people are moving from this country, going to other countries, but I think I'm too old to start all over. I want to fight any way I can. I think the only way things are going to change in this country is if the Democrats start playing by Republican rules, which mean they're playing by their own rules, disregarding what is normal and what is legal. It's time we take back our country, and by any means possible. And I know that the demonstrations and protests will grow, and sooner or later there will be violence on the street. This will give Trump his chance to send the military, declare martial law, and take over the country. I hate to say it, but I think violence is in the future of our country. It's inevitable, unless we can stop Trump by legal means or by the electoral process. I feel very depressed at times. I feel there's no hope. But it seems like every day I look at the news, which is another thing because we don't really see the truth in the news anymore. We have to rely on sites like Midas Touch, MSNBC, news like that to get the truth. But there are so many people who still believe what Trump dishes out to them. Because what we've always known is there's always been racists in this country. I grew up in a small town that was full of racists and bigots, and they still are. They're still supporting Trump. So I'm just giving off some of my feelings, the way I feel right now. And I know there are many people who feel the same way. It was just a chance for me to get it off my chest and hope that some morning we can wake up and find this country starts moving in a different direction. Well, anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to get rid of some of the stress and feelings I had about our country. And something that all of you probably should do at one time or another. Thank you, and see you again.